Hey people, welcome back to another video on my channel, and of course it's still your girl Fehintola, and today we are going to talk about what has been going on in Chelsea. Now, I think for the past 3-4 days, there's been a lot of stories about what the coach said. I think in the post-match Chelsea win against Everton as the 48 hours worst time at the club statement and all that. Now, people really need to calm down. I feel like there's a lot that the English or British media is trying to paint with that statement. I get that maybe Maresca must have said it probably due to pressure. Leading up to that Everton game, they had lost about 2 games, drawn 2 games, and a lot of questions have been asked about the rotation, the style of play, not enough energy from the players, and people are questioning if he's the right person for the job, if it's the right time for him to have said what he said, and why did he actually say it after they won their game against Everton. You can try to paint a lot of scenarios about that statement, but the truth remains that you can obviously tell that with the result they had in that 4 games, there was a lot of pressure on Maresca. And I feel like he wanted some sort of backing from the owners, right? Looking at what he has done in his 1 year, almost 2 years at the club, winning 2 titles, and probably about his first time in the Premier League, and he expected the owners to have supported them, especially when they were going through a rough time. It's a usual, if you're a Chelsea fan, you would know that I think Chelsea usually goes through this tough or rough patch in December, especially where they lose games, a lot of their players pick up injuries and all that. But regardless, I feel like the owner should have actually come out and back the coach, saying that regardless of the results, we are with you. And yes, he didn't specifically say, if the statement he made was towards the owners, the fans, the players. I think Maresca is one coach who, regardless of how bad his players are, he will always support them. And even after the game against Bournemouth, I think Reece James, who obviously is the captain, says, they had a meeting. I'm talking of the players now. They had a meeting talking about their performances and how they can do better. And that is good. You understand? That is really good. But the British media have to temper down on how they are going about the whole, he shouldn't have said that. It's the coach. If the team is not getting the result, he would be the one to get the sacking. His job is going to be on the line. And I feel like his own scenario is really peculiar. Peculiar in the sense that Chelsea has the youngest team in the Premier League. They are not as experienced, right? You would literally say maybe the 1 or 2 players that are experienced in that squad is maybe Reece James, who has been with them for a very long time. And I'm saying with the main squad, he had also gone on loan and then came back fully when Lampard was still with Chelsea, and subsequently he has been there, winning the Champions League with the team, while this was in 2021 when Thomas Tuchel was still the coach. He has a bit of experience being in that team. And then you now look at maybe Tosin, who has played in the Premier League for a while. You look at Pedro Neto, who has played in the Premier League for a while. But playing in Chelsea is a different ball game entirely. This is a club that is known for winning titles. Even when coaches are winning titles, they are still being sacked. So the pressure is on him to get the team playing very well. Now, don't forget that the manager is also trying to manage a lot of players. Good example is Reece James. Thank God he is now fully fit, I would say, because a lot of fans are still questioning if he could pick up an injury, very soon. But the fact is that the manager is trying to manage him, his playing time. Don't forget that Cole Palmer is also coming back into the team. He also had to go out for a long period because of a groin injury. Caicedo was, for those 4 matches, he was out because of a red card he picked up against Arsenal. So And yeah, Liverpool, who is also out for better much this season. Romeo Lavia, who has also been a very good player for them, but is also out because of injury. They have a lot of the players, and don't forget that their strikers also are not particularly scoring a lot of goals. So that pressure is on him to rotate. Chelsea is playing in the Premier League. They're number 4 on the table. They're in the Champions League. They are, I think, number 11 at the moment. They're also playing in the EFL now. They've qualified to the semi-finals. And the FA Cup is also around the corner. So the coach is trying to rotate the players as much as they can, but also get them to play the tactical position style that we've also known Chelsea to play. It's a lot of ask from the coach. And don't forget that, as I said, this team is a young squad. Esteban now is injured, but he's young. He's 18. He doesn't have the Premier League experience. You look at Gittins, is young. You look at even Garnacho, who has Premier League experience with Manchester United, he's also still young. Caicedo is just 21. McGill is old. He's also 19. This squad is really, really young. And I think that's why a lot of people are saying, oh, they need to bring maybe 1 or 2 players that are a bit more experienced, older, that can talk to the players when things are not really going their way and all that. Yes. And I will support the coach regardless, because I feel like the owners have not really helped him by signing young players, giving them long contracts, and expecting them to win titles at the same time. He has done really, if you're going to compare him to the other coaches, especially Mikel Arteta of Arsenal, who has been at Arsenal for 5-6 years, Mikel has only won 1 title, FA Cup. But Maresca, in just 1 year plus, has won 2 titles. They are currently the world champions. A lot of people want to discredit the fact that, oh, they played lower teams getting to the final against Paris Saint-Germain, but they beat the best team out there. They did. So I feel like the media has to calm down with the pressure they are putting on the coach, and the things they are trying to, the scenarios they are trying to play around what he said. He said it, and he said it is moved on. Even the press conference before the Cardiff game, he said what he said. He wasn't talking to anyone in particular. People can make whatever it is that they choose to. Let him get over it. He has won 2 games back-to-back now, and is now in the 10th, I think in the 10th final of 11 semi-finals in the EFL. That's a good record. That's a very good one. You can tell that he's a top quality coach, and I feel like if Chelsea, the owners, decide to sack him now, I don't think there's a better coach out there that can do what he has done, especially in the scenario that he is in. Looking at the fact that he has young players that he's working with, I'm sure the owners will not even make that mistake, because he is a very, very good coach. When it comes to tactics, when it comes to possession, attacking wise, yes, the defense, we don't have quality players when it comes to defense, but you can see that the likes of Fofana and Trevor Chalobah have been really steady. The owners have to trust more on him, and I feel like the fact that he has to go back to explain to them why he has to play this almost every match, it's questioning his ability as a coach. And yes, that's what you get to do when you're coaching a big club like Chelsea, but I feel like the owners have to temper down on a lot of the pressure they're also putting on him. But so far, if I'm to look at what he has done in Chelsea, he has done a very good job, an amazing job, I must say so. Anyways, those are my thoughts on what has been happening in Chelsea. And as I said earlier, they are now in the semi-final of the EFL, which is a good one. They are supposed to play either Arsenal or Crystal Palace, who obviously are supposed to play their game next week. But regardless of whoever it is we're going to play, I feel like the fact that the first game is at home, I guess that helps them, play better, since they are playing at home first, and then subsequently maybe the second leg they will have to try to probably end in a draw if they're able to pick up a win in the first leg at Stamford Bridge. But as I said, Enzo Maresca has done a good job, and the fans also have to, I think, come out and support him regardless. They have to. I know some people are not happy with the fact that he keeps rotating, he keeps changing and all that, but it is what he has to do, so that a lot of players don't pick up injury. If you look at Arsenal, and the reason why they've not been able to win a Premier League is because of the amount of games that the likes of Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli have to play. You see them going in and out now because of injury. Maybe Saka, yes, is a bit steady in that lineup, but you see Odegaard going out and in due to injury. Havertz, who has been a regular player, is not even playing at all. Gabriel Jesus just came back. So because of that injury issues, he affected them when they really needed the big players. And Maresca is trying to avoid that for Chelsea. So the fans have to support the coach a bit more, and the owners have to do the same. Well, those are my thoughts about the whole situation at Chelsea. Don't forget to share yours in the comment section. I will definitely be reading. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I would definitely be watching out for those who subscribe. I'm looking at those. I'm watching out for our regular watchers. Yes, I am. So please subscribe to the channel. Also, put on your post notification button to get our latest video when they drop. Also, follow us on all our social media handles at _official FSH. Until I come your way again in the next video, have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.